This is an NBC News special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie.
Morning, everybody. We've got breaking news. It comes from the Supreme Court, a decision that's going to impact so-called dreamers. These are people who were brought to this country as children by immigrant parents who were here illegally. Their status has been in limbo as the Trump administration has tried to end a program known as DACA, and the court has ruled. NBC Justice correspondent Pete Williams joins us now from Washington with this. Pete, good morning. What does the decision say?
Well, it's another big surprise. The Supreme Court has said that the Trump administration wrongly tried to shut DACA down. So DACA is going to survive. The Trump administration could try again to shut it down, but that seems like it would be unlikely, something that the government would try to do during an election year. So here's what happened. Remember, DACA, this is the program that says young people brought to the U.S. by their illegal immigrant parents can stay in the U.S. if they meet certain conditions. They had to be under 16 and so forth. About 800,000 young people known as dreamers have taken advantage of this program. It was set up by executive order by President Obama, and no one has ever disputed that if President Trump wanted to, he could, by executive order, shut it down. But that's not what the Trump administration did. Instead, the Attorney General at the time, Jeff Sessions, said in his opinion DACA was illegally started. And so the Department of Homeland Security, based on that guidance, ordered that DACA should be shut down 2 years ago. A number of states and the University of California system sued, saying, no, that can't be right, that when you have a program that many people depend on, another law says that you can't shut it down without going through a certain set of procedures. And today, the Supreme Court, by a 5-4 decision, I think I'm just double-checking my notes here, 5-4 decision, said that they went about it the wrong way. Now, surprisingly, this decision was written by the Chief Justice, John Roberts. So we have another decision from a conservative Supreme Court with an outcome that would please, I think, the Democrats and the liberals. So the issue here was, did the Trump administration go about shutting it down the wrong way? And the answer is yes. Now, obviously, they could try again, the court says. But again, I think that's unlikely to happen during an election year. So bottom line, DACA continues. The young people that are in the program, they have to re-up every 2 years. They can continue doing so. We'll see what the next step for the Trump administration is. Back to you.
This gets a little technical, Pete, but just so we understand it, and of course, as you mentioned, 800,000 people's lives hang in the balance. Is it the court said the procedure was wrong, and so now they have to go back to the lower courts and they'll review it and make a decision? Or is the end result that ultimately these dreamers can stay for the time being? In other words, that the court said it was wrong for the Trump administration to end the program.
Correct. Well, the way they went about it was wrong. Not that they couldn't try to end the program. I mean, this is the whole point here. The people who were in favor of DACA said that the president wanted to sort of have it both ways. End the program, but not take the political heat for ending the program. And so what happened here is the Justice Department declared it illegal, and the president said, well, I have no choice. The Justice Department says it's illegal. We have to shut it down. That's the law. What the Supreme Court says today is when you're going to do something like that, you have to consider a number of factors. When the government sets something up that so many people depend on, you can't just pull the plug on it. You have to go through a series of steps, publish in the Federal Register, all that sort of thing. That was not done here. And I must say, I think this decision is a bit of a surprise because this was the argument that DACA's defenders used when they argued the case before the Supreme Court, and it did not seem to be selling well in the several months since this, I guess 5-6 months since this case was argued. Obviously, there's been a change of heart, and now we have a majority of 5 justices who agrees with the challengers that the government went about this the wrong way.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.